Ready? All right. Call the meeting to order at 6:01. Welcome to Freeport Town Council meeting number 25-23. We're here in council chambers on November 14th, 2023, and with us tonight, for the last time together in one room, we have Councilor Pillsbury,
Present.
Councilor Fournier,
Here.
Councilor Lawrence,
Here.
Councilor Daniele,
Here.
Councilor Bradley, barely, Councilor Egan,
Here.
and Chair Pilch is here as well. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America
and to
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
In our abbreviated agenda tonight, we do have room for a brief town manager's report.
I have a long list tonight, Ed, just for you. So, friendly reminder that you guys didn't want to take it easy in November, so you scheduled some extra workshops. So I make this announcement so the people in the first row hear this. On November 21st, there'll be a special town council workshop to talk about the property next door to Town Hall at 22 Main Street and get some public feedback as to if the town should consider pursuing that lot, purchasing that lot at a discounted price, and what kind of uses might be potentially appropriate for that lot. The second special workshop in November will be Tuesday, November 28th, 6 o'clock at Town Hall. Due to that timing, we typically do workshops just in person. In this case, we are going to do these hybrid. So if you happen to be away for the holidays, you'll be able to join on Zoom or in person. But on the 28th, we'll be talking about some proposed changes Coastal Waters brought forward pertaining to mooring, our mooring ordinance, and mooring fees. So that's November 21st and November 28th. Ed will be there as a member of the public. Maybe Jake. And then in early December, we're going to welcome Sophie Wilson, our new town manager. We'll be setting up a schedule to onboard her to have meetings with groups, current counselors, recently former counselors, and she'll be doing a lot of tours of municipal facilities to try to get to know employees. If this is a short meeting and anyone's looking for something to do, tonight is one of two workshops at the Freeport Community Library to get public feedback in regards to the climate action planning process. 6 to 8 tonight at the library. There's also a Saturday schedule. All the details are on the website, on the town meeting calendar. Also kind of pertaining to schedules, with the upcoming Thanksgiving holiday, the municipal buildings will be closing at 2 p.m. on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Town offices, except for essential services, will be closed on Thursday and Friday. Any buildings that are normally open Saturday, which I believe would be the landfill, will resume normal operations then. And finally, it's been a busy week at Town Hall, in particular for our assistant manager, Judith Holly. There's been a lot of interviews going on. So we have had interviews this week. First round for the our communications and community engagement coordinator, which is a new position that the council funded. It will be in the manager's department. We've also done interviews for deputy fire rescue chief. We've done interviews for police officers, and we still do have several vacancies. Two departments which we really are in urgent need of people would be fire rescue and public works. We are down a couple of plow drivers. So if you know anyone that's interested, all the vacancies are posted on the town's website, freeportmaine.com, under the employment tab. And that's all I have for you.
Question down there from Councilor Fournier.
Just one question on plow truck drivers. You know how old I am here, so I date myself, but they used to hire part-time drivers during the winter. Is that something we've ever looked at to help fill the void?
I don't think it is, although I don't know. At this point, I would probably consider anything if
But
people were interested.
I think
if it was
you
in
never
the budget.
know. I know there's a number of people that do that. You may find someone.
Okay. Noted.
Councilor Bradley.
I wanted to thank Caroline for her very great and gracious thanks to Jake and I for serving on the council, and to say that it was a privilege and an honor to serve for these past 3 years. I've gotten to know you guys and to come and to respect and actually like you, which wasn't where I was going when I started, to be honest.
That's high praise coming from you.
Well, it has been a learning process, I think, for all of us. We're all quite different from where we come from, what we know, and what we think we know, and we've gained respect for one another, and that's been a great experience as a counselor. And I have a particular thanks to give to Jake, because without his gracious efforts to turn my mic on, I'm sure half of what I said never would have made it to the minutes.
Thank you, Ed. All right. Next order of business is the report from the town clerk on the returns of the November 7th, 2023 election.
So, election results. As we know, we elected a new counselor at large. Joanna Benoit won the seat. We elected a new counselor, District 2, Eric Smith, and we re-welcome Matt Pillsbury as our district counselor for District 3. The two RSU winners were Carolyn Jensen and Cheyenne Farrell. Sewer District trustees were Chad Coffin and Tim Whitaker. And Water District trustee was won by a write-in. Thais De La Reyes won that write-in seat. The number of voters that we started Election Day with was 7,802. We had 83 people visit our registration table that day. The total number of ballots cast was 3,572. So that puts us at a very average 45% turnout. Absentee ballots are always great. 1,110 absentee ballots with 1,047 returned, making 31% of our votes by absentee. So that's kind of the just numbers of what happens on Election Day. I'm happy to report that otherwise it was a busy yet uneventful day. We had several candidates who greeted voters all day long and waited to see the final tapes posted at the end of the night. Good job for sticking in there all day long. The League of Women Voters sent a poll watcher to observe our process. She asked great questions and she observed no irregularities. As with most elections, we had our petition gatherers in the hallway, and we had some FPAC sales, some pie sales and stuff, so that was nice. One of the best things for us is that we welcomed a few new election clerks and a new warden. Barbara Harvey had previously served as the election warden in Portland. She moved to Freeport, and we grabbed her and put her under our wings this time, and she was fabulous, so we're happy to welcome her. Election Day, however, is a very long day for us. We start about 4 in the morning. We were back here just unlocking the door at 11 o'clock at night. There's a lot of eyes, there's a lot of hands that contribute to Election Day. I will admit that my tired bifocal eyes at 11 o'clock at night when I was writing out the sheet to post on the website, I looked up at sewer that had 0 write-ins, and when I went down to school board, I wrote in 250, which had been the line above. So I misreported the number of write-ins for school board on election night. Please always know that when we post on election night, those are unofficial results. What happens the morning following election is that we do election night all over again. We're required to pull out the tapes, the tally sheets, the warden's total sheet, and then our return of votes cast. And we basically sit down now with a little bit of sleep under our belts and we retally everything. So we do catch our little mathematical errors. So please always be assured that election night results are unofficial tired eye results, and in the next morning we do post our official results once they've been reviewed. So that's all I have for you, and I would love to swear in our new council members.
First, we've got to accept your report, and before we do that, I just want to offer thanks on behalf of all of us in the whole town, because I know, like you said, it's a very long day, a lot of preparation goes into it, thousands of people show up, and the fact that there are no irregularities observed is a pretty big statement. So thank you, and please pass that along to all the other people that I know help you out on that day. So
Thank you.
fantastic job. Thank you very much. Yeah. And with that, I will move that the town clerk's report be accepted.
Second.
Thank you, Councilor Lawrence. All in favor of accepting the town clerk's report?
Aye.
Makes it unanimous, 7-0. So if you are ready to do the honors of swearing in our new members. What,
My new members came up here.
before you start, can I just say that I wanted to thank Judy for all the interviewing that you've done this week that Caroline talked about, but also it's been a very, very busy year for you, and you've jumped in and helped out quite a bit on a number of different projects and interviews and personnel matters, so thank you for all of the things that you've done. I appreciate that. Okay, sorry.
So I'm going to read the oath all at one time, and I'll say, state your name, okay? Raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Eric C. Smith,
Do swear
do swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and of this state,
and of this state,
so long as I shall
so long as I shall
continue a citizen thereof.
continue a citizen thereof.
I do swear
I do swear
that I will faithfully discharge,
that I will faithfully discharge,
to the best of my abilities,
to the best of my abilities,
the duties incumbent upon me
the duties incumbent upon me
as a town councillor,
as a town councillor,
to serve according to the Constitution
to serve according to the Constitution
and the laws of the state,
and the laws of the state,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Bye, guys.
Yeah? Come on up. Come on up and take your seats.
Eric, this little green button.
The black button turns on the green one.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I think that's me.
Yep.
All right.
You've had your name in lights before, so it's not as big a deal, but this is the. Welcome.
So welcome to our new counselors. I assume you've gotten the tutorial on how to turn on your green light now. So let's call in the roll with our new council, which consists of Councillor Pillsbury. Present. Councillor Fournier.
Here.
Councillor Lawrence.
Here.
Councillor Benoit.
Here.
Councillor Smith.
Present.
Councillor Egan.
Here.
And Councillor Pilch. So welcome again. Before we go on to our next and last order of business, I have a few words to say about our outgoing councillors who are still with us. And then we'll finish up with our meeting, and we have some food that you may have seen at the side. And at the end of our meeting, hopefully everyone will stick around and continue to shake hands and pat the backs of our old councillors. Former councillors, yes. So first, I would like to say a few words about Councillor Bradley, who I think has been a force in town. You might not want to hear it. Ed has been a force in town for a very long time, longer than I've lived in town, potentially longer than I've been alive, but a very positive force in town, and I don't expect that force to go away even after you've given up your seat up here. You're one of the few people I know that would put in as much time as you have and then leave the council and then pass the torch to a child and then retake the torch and come back to the council to do it all over again, so I applaud that. I admire your passion for the town of Freeport, and I know that passion's not going away, and I expect to see you here many times, starting with next Tuesday. So I would like to say we're going to give you your Tuesday nights back, but it doesn't look like that's the case in the near future anyway. So thank you for all you've done for the town. Thank you for your participation on the council. We haven't always agreed when items have come up. We've discussed at length many times, by the end, most of us tended to agree, but I've enjoyed the debates. I've enjoyed the discussions, and I've always found them to be very open-minded about things, and I appreciate that. I'm going to miss that, and I think the town will miss that as well. So thank you for all the things that you've done for the town. Thank you. Councilor Pillsbury.
Just want to say a couple quick things, Ed. As a new counselor, I appreciated the example you set. You always put in the work, and you always went the extra mile to track down a department head or follow up on an issue or take the issues that nobody wanted to take, like the sewer district. I mean, these are important things. It showed that you cared but were willing to put in the effort and the work, and that's a great example for all of us. I'll also say that you were always very candid with your opinions and respectful, but you let people know where you stood, and I think that's a really valuable lesson for everybody. We have a great sense of civility up here, and I think that it's important to be respectful of everyone's opinions and voices, but also be clear about what you believe and what you think. And so I just appreciated those two things in particular and just wanted to share that with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor.
I enjoyed working with Ed. We didn't get the fire station built. Well, maybe we'll come back around. We'll work on that. So, known you for a long time, normally on the other side of the table, but I really enjoyed working with you and our discussions. Thank you.
I'd like to second that.
True to form.
Yeah, it was you brought a lot of interesting opinions, and sometimes I didn't know where you were coming from, but I always got it at the end, so thanks. And thanks for your leadership on the board.
We're going down the line, so I feel like I should say something as well. Loved getting to know you during the process of the last couple of months, and I'm excited to work with you in a different capacity, and yeah, thank you for your guidance.
Since we're going down the line, Ed, as many people have said, I'm sure that this is not the end of our time together. So I look forward to hearing your insights, taking up your seat as the District 2 counselor, as well as all of the things that you will continue to bring to the town, I'm sure. So I look forward to seeing you back here and other debates and other conversations in other places as well.
Yes, I can. Twist my arms. One thing I know for sure is the next time I do something official with Ed, I'm going to sit on his left side so that he can hear all of my good ideas, because I think he missed all of my good ideas when I was sitting on his right-hand side. But anyway, I'm just teasing you, Ed. My left ear is not so good either, so... But I really appreciate it, and I echo the comments made, and particularly Matt's comment about there's no doubt where Ed Bradley stands on all of the issues that we faced. And I agree completely that that's what local representation is about. The people that sent you here want to know why they sent you here, and they want to know what you think from this end to this end to this end to that end. And there was a great representation of that. So the stakes are high for your successor to represent that district and be as communicative as you were. So, but it's been great to sit next to you, literally, for the past 3 years.
Before we let you go, I have something for you. So I'm going to come down there and give it to you. So we have a plaque from the town of Freeport in recognition of your dedicated service to the town of Freeport and its citizens for your time on the town council this go around. So happy to present that to you. And there's also a small gift from the town on our behalf.
Do I have to declare it?
It's up to you what you do with it. Thank you for your service and your friendship and your kindness. We'll miss you.
I have some prepared remarks, but I've already given them. So.
All right. So next up, also not on our agenda, we have another counselor who's departing, who also had a 3-year tenure up here on the council. And Jake was a I really loved working with Jake for a lot of reasons. In addition to representing a demographic that we don't have a lot of here in the council, or we didn't have, I love the fact that when I came into a council meeting, I usually knew where everybody stood on most of the issues, except for Jake, which I thought was fascinating, because I think he came in with an open mind, thinking about the people he represents, thinking about what they might want him to do, and more often than not, there would be either we're all in agreement or there would be two different opinions up here at the dais. And it was about this opinion or that opinion, and I could always rely on Jake to find some middle ground to say, well, what about this third idea that we haven't considered? And there would be a middle ground, and I don't know about the rest of us, but I would often react with that's interesting, I didn't think of that, which I think is valuable. I think it's one of the most valuable things we can do up here is not come in with predetermined notions, but to come in with an open mind. So I'm going to miss that. I miss working with you. I miss your viewpoint on things. I miss your friendship. I miss seeing you outside of council meetings. Hopefully I'll still be able to do that. Yeah, hopefully one day you'll follow Ed's lead and come back and retake your seat on the council in the future. We'd love to have you. So thank you for your service, Jake. I appreciate it. Councilor Pillsbury.
I'll echo what Dan said. I would call you Freeport's Henry Clay, the great compromiser. Every time we had an issue and we couldn't find middle ground, you always had the answer or the suggestion, and you literally saved us hundreds of hours, because we'd still be here talking about a lot of them. But in all seriousness, you were always the voice of reason, always the one that could keep the temperature down in the room, and I really admired that and appreciated it, and I've learned a lot from you. And I hope that you still stay engaged. I mean, you've got a lot more to give. I know you've got ambitious things in your career and at home, and there's a lot of opportunity in Freeport that can benefit from your expertise, your experience, and just the general demeanor and skills that you bring. So take a break, but don't make it permanent.
Can I just clarify that while I think we want you to stay engaged, we're talking about engaged in town politics, and so we don't want you two to stay engaged forever. So.
Jake, I enjoyed working with you. And I liked your ability to bring us to some compromise. You did that multiple times. Not that I get on one side and stick to it, but, you know, how that went. But thank you for that. And I really hope you can step to the plate on some of the other committees out there, because you have done some great work on building collaborations. Look at the future, bringing new ideas that this town needs to move forward on. So I hope you stay engaged in that and come back and convince us to move forward on some of those important projects. Thank you.
I'll second that. Yeah, it's been a pleasure working with you, Jake. I think your ideas are great. I did like the way you always came in with a third idea that would get us together. And Henry Clay, right, the great compromiser, I think that was pretty apropos, and it's something that we all need to have, so don't be a stranger.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for your seat. I think we're just getting to know each other, and I think we have a lot in common, and I look forward to getting to know each other on a personal level and on a work level here as well. So thank you.
I just want to say, Jake, thank you for the service to the town. It has been a difficult 3 years to be up here, I know, and I appreciate everything that you have brought to the council in your time here, and I echo the sentiments of all of those who encourage you to stay involved and continue to offer your gifts. And I would personally welcome any advice you have about dealing with those other folks up here.
So just this past week, we started driving over the new bridge at exit 20. I think it was this week. I just drove on it for the first time. Maybe it's been open for a week. I'm still waiting for him to catch up on exit 22. And it's not an overstatement to say we have those two bridges because of Jake's effort. to seize the moment. We had about 8 seconds to make a decision with DOT about matching funds to get into a design queue, to meet their schedule, to meet the opportunity to put bike and pedestrian lanes onto those bridges. And we had literally very short amount of time. I remember the first time I met Jake, we had to sit outside because it was in the middle of the pandemic. We were in front of the fountain at Beans downtown and talking about things going on. And we had just heard about this opportunity. And there was a fantastic chance to seize a moment with a little bit of help from GP Cog to get a social media campaign up and running about why we should have an off-term election in the middle of March, in the middle of a pandemic, to pass a bond for $682,000, an oddball amount, whatever the rounded numbers were. And we had 1,800 or 1,900 people show up to vote for that. And we just heard the election results for the standard regular November election. So that's not a small thing. It's weird, nerdy stuff down in the weeds, Jake, but it is directly related to the energy and the enthusiasm that you brought to that issue. And we're going to have fabulous bike and pedestrian lanes, largely because of Jake's effort at the right moment to get the right message out, to get the right people to come to vote, so we could get in front of DOT and their ridiculous schedule and pass a bond and get those things added to the construction of the bridges. That was a lot of things that had to happen, and they all did because we started with the great enthusiasm that Jake brought to the issue. So thanks very much, Jake.
I will unofficially call it the Daniele overpass.
Come on up.
Give you the long walk.
Exactly. So I'm guessing this isn't a surprise, but we have a plaque for you in recognition of your dedicated service to the town of Freeport and its citizens for your time on the town council. So thank you for that. Congratulations on your new freedom.
Appreciate it.
And also another gift from the town.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Jake. We'll miss you.
Thank you all. Appreciate the kind words.
All right, we have a little bit of business to do before we can adjourn and for snacks and more handshakes. We have to elect a chair and a vice chair for the upcoming year with our new council. First up, we'll do the chair and then we'll do the vice chair. And the way it works is we'll open the floor to nominations. Anybody can make a nomination. I don't believe they need to be seconded. If there's more than one nomination, we'll do a show of hands and we'll vote on the chair first. Before we do that, well, let's go ahead and open the nominations, and then I'll sort of say what I want to say. So I'll move that the nominations for the position of council chairperson be opened.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor of opening the nominations?
Aye.
So I'd like to start. We have a new town manager coming on board. I think it's important to offer some consistency and stability and give that town manager a place to walk into and some experience with how things have been run so there's not as much disruption on the town's behalf. I would like to nominate John Egan to be chair since he has a good deal of that experience and has recently been involved with council leadership and I think would be a fantastic person to educate Sophie on how things are done in Freeport and to help her out and to lead us for the next year. Are there any other nominations for chair? Seeing none, I would move that the nominations for the position of council chairperson be closed.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
There's only one nomination, so I don't think we need to vote. I think, congratulations, Mr. Chairperson.
Thank you, Darren.
We do have a motion that we do need to read, which says, be it ordered that John Egan be elected chairperson of the town council.
Second.
Thank you, Councilor Lawrence. All in favor?
Aye.
There we go. What is it? You abstained, so 6 in favor and 1 abstention. He's abstaining. He's a humble man. One of the many things I admire about him. I would now move that the nomination for the position of council vice chair be opened.
Second.
Thank you, sir. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Are there any nominations for the role of council vice chair?
I'd like to nominate Dan Pilch to be vice chair.
I'll second.
Any other nominations? I'll move that the nominations for the position of council vice chair be closed.
Second?
Second that. Thank you, Councilor Pillsbury. All in favor? Thank you.
Aye.
Thank you, John, for the vote of confidence. And again, since there's only one nominee, we don't need to vote. So would you care to read the be it ordered?
All right. Be it ordered that Dan Pilch be elected vice chairperson of the town council.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I'll abstain as well. So thank you all for supporting our new leadership. And with no further business, I will adjourn the meeting at 6:33 and partake in some food. Congratulations.
I want to get one picture before you guys get done.
Recording stopped.